Hi guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to spend some time and plant some garlic in my garden. So this is a fall garlic variety pack that I picked up by Mckenzie, and it has 4 garlic bulbs that I was hoping to get them in the ground, and I'll show you where I'm planting them in my backyard. But this is what it looks like, and this is the time to plant this garlic right now in the fall, so that by the time it's end of next year summer, these will be ready to harvest. So these are the different garlic that are in here, and excited to get these in the ground. I'm just making myself a cup of tea. It's a beautiful sunny gardening day outside, so I can't wait to get outside. This is the view from my kitchen window, so I can't wait to go outside and check out the garden and actually spend a little bit of time in the garden this morning. I'm going to be working behind my shed area. That's where I will be planting the garlic, so lots of weeding to do there before I start planting. So I wanted to show you what that area looks like. Getting my tea, and I will be out in the garden soon, and I'll show you where I'm planting these beautiful garlic bulbs in my backyard. And let me show you the area that I am planting garlic in. So my plan is to plant garlic in this patch here behind my shed. So I have a lot of space behind the shed. It's not utilized for anything right now. I have some raspberry bushes here that are going to, I think, eventually spread and create a nice big patch here, but I do have a lot of weeds here that I need to clear, and I'm thinking of just planting my garlic here. It's not going to need a lot of care from me, so I can kind of leave it in this spot till next year. And what you do with garlic is, the fall garlic is, you plant it now. I will show you when I'm planting. You plant it now, and it may or may not develop some shoots in a few days. If it does, do not worry about those shoots, because it'll die right back, and it'll sprout back up in spring again. And then you let it grow until the leaves actually brown, and then that's an indication that it's ready for harvest. So that's what and typically if you plant it now, it's mid-November almost. If I plant it now, it should be ready for harvest, I'm thinking sometime in August next year. So it's one of those things, I can just plant it here and forget about it, and it's going to be a sweet surprise for me next year, and I can't wait to do that. So last year I had planted some garlic in containers, and what actually ended up happening to those bulbs just rotted. So I do not want to do the same, because I think the container that I used wasn't good enough for garlic planting. It stayed with a lot of snow on it for a long period of time, so there was no way for so it basically got smothered by all the moisture. So the key to garlic planting is the soil has to be very well draining, which I have in the back of the shed here. The soil is pretty good condition. It just has a bunch of weeds. So my plan is to kind of clean up this section and then just plant it. I think about 4 to 5, about 6 inches apart, or 4 to 5 inches apart is fine too. Just enough room for the bulb to grow, and then I can just space out each of the cloves of garlic. So the key is that I'll have to separate out the bulb into each individual cloves, and I'll show you as I'm planting. So let me get to work. I'm going to weed this area. As you can see, it has a lot of these weeds growing here, so I just want to make sure there are no weeds when I'm starting, and I can get going in this spot. I've cleaned out the area of weeds, and I actually had some logs lying around, so I've kind of created a little section here. So next year I remember where I put the garlic in, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create little columns, almost not rows but columns, just to kind of follow this little section, and then plant my bulbs in there. So the soil is pretty good in this area. So So when you have a bulb like this, you just remove one clove, and this is where the roots would grow, and this is where the shoots would grow from. So I would just place them, keeping a little bit of a distance between them, and just planting them. I'm actually gonna put just 3 of them in a row here, and pretty much it. And I'm going to cover it with soil, and that's really it. The planting depth is pretty much twice the size of this bulb, so I'm just going to cover this up. The soil is pretty moist. I mean, there isn't a need for me to water it, especially after my experience last year. I think it will be better off that it's dry. The soil is very healthy. It has a lot of worms in it, so I think they will do well in this spot. So I have 3 there, so I'm going to continue making these columns along here. I have 4 cloves, so I think in about 4 or 5 columns I should be done planting this garlic. And come spring, I can add some seeds here to kind of grow some other flowers or something in here, so that I have something growing here while the shoots are growing as well. Maybe some annual seeds, or even some vegetables, like if I have some microgreens or something I want to grow here, I can always try that out. But for now, I want to use this section to plant the garlic and see how it does next year. Again, it's a test area for me. It's an underutilized space behind my shed, and I just wanted to show you that if you had a little space, you can test out areas of your garden that you want to utilize. I mean, otherwise they're just sitting there. So you could grow some garlic in this spot, and you could try it out as well. So that's what I'm doing. Every year I like to try something different, and this is something I want to try out this year and see if this patch works for the garlic. Then it kind of will become a place where I plant my garlic every year, and nothing like some homegrown garlic. So I'm going to get the rest of the cloves in the ground and show you when I'm all done and what this looks like. All done. I'm right towards the end of this bed now with the planting, and actually the packet had quite a few garlic in it, so I pretty much utilized most of this bed. I mean, I think I have spaced them apart quite a bit, which I think is fine to do. Since this is the first time I'm experimenting here, I kind of want to give them a good chance at growing, and I'm just smoothing the soil out a little bit. There's lots of pine needles from the trees that have, whoops, he did a little head bob against the camera, but anyways, there's a lot of like pine needles here, which is fine, but I'm just smoothing the soil a little bit over it. I'm just with my feet, just kind of smoothing it a little bit. I know that I have some animals that try to dig and go underneath the shed a little bit, so they're gonna keep doing that. But I just wanted to show you a quick little video on garlic and what I was doing in my garden today. I kind of just wanted to get these bulbs in the ground. It's still very nice here, and I was able to plant them today. I know it's going to get colder as the weekend approaches, and just another chore that I wanted to tackle today, and get these bulbs in the ground. And Ali is helping me out by sitting on it and pressing them for me, and he's saying it's done planting. And this is a spot that he and I frequent, and we look at the traffic and we sit down here many evenings and we enjoy this view. So I think it's kind of nice to have a little test patch here and see what's going to happen with the garlic. And with that, I wanted to thank you again so much for watching this video. Are you planting garlic in your garden this fall? Do let me know in comments below. And what varieties do you use? This, like I showed you, is a mixed pack, so I'm excited to see what it becomes and how the garlic grows next season. I will definitely keep you posted. I hope everyone is enjoying this beautiful fall day. I certainly am. The colors are changing, the leaves are piling, and it's just been a glorious, glorious afternoon for me planting this garlic. So I'm excited for next season, and these are the little chores that, you know, make me super excited for next year and next season, and something to look forward to for the next season. It's a little bit of half an hour of my work right now is going to be something that I will look forward to in the next season, and I'm excited about that. So with that, thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video.